Alright, hello. I'm going to be demo reviewing your game on Cash. We're going to get into it. I'm going to try to keep things prompt. Tell if you think the music in the background's a bad idea or not, if you can hear it, whatever. Just help me on that. No selection. Questionable demo selection. You did drop 40 kills here. So catching your mistakes may be harder than a game where you go like 10 to 20 or something. Now we're going to try. But we're going to try and find your mistakes. You do die, I believe, like around 20 times. I may be wrong, maybe totally off base, but it's what I can recall. We're gonna try and skip right to the end. Okay. Okay, we are on you. Oh, they called timeout, so we're gonna skip through that too. Oh, they called timeout for you. That's always nice to have, you know, game where people do that. Of course, it doesn't really seem to pan out. Nope, you got your guy back. That's sweet. Okay, so he's dropping you 5-7. I'm assuming that's because he was AFK or whatever. Here he should... I don't know where his money's at actually, but we're gonna take a look. Oh, I don't have money. If you can't see this, I do not have the money. That's gonna be a bit of awkward decision making. I'm assuming he has $300 left. He should probably be buying a nade. And you should try to maybe play a bit more aggressive, try to be the playmaker here just because of the fact... Okay, no, he dropped a P250. My bad. Because you are the one with the 5-7, so let's see how you play it. Of course, playing more close up is a bit risky against the T-pistols, which often include Glocks. Here they have all Tech 9s. And your mid players seem to lose you some big map control, and that's going to cost you. So let's see how you rotate here. This is kind of a big part, and you kind of... It's tough to rotate on this, like, what is it? Ooh, okay. These are some very awkward peaks. Nice job of kind of isolating targets. Not so much nice job in the beginning where you were peeking a bit too wide, kind of exposed the 3 people, and that's just a bit unfortunate. And we're gonna see if you guys win this, but yeah, you don't. Okay. Alright, let's see. I think you should force buy here. You got them pretty low. You do know you're maybe around their level. Force buy here, save next, and buy after that. That's how most people will tell you how to ration your economy. Of course, can't see your money. Maybe you're doing the old you where you just appear to be AFK, a bit unfortunately. And you got 1 deagle. I don't think your 2 teammates should be saving. Maybe 1 should save for an op, but that's your teammates, you know, teammate situation, not yours. Or maybe they're both AFK, I have no clue. So you're missing some shots, but that's not a huge mistake. I really like the position you're playing with a deagle, especially without armor. You're basically forcing them to hit headshots, so it doesn't really matter if you don't have armor. I'm assuming you're saving your deagle, which is smart. You're not gonna... Oh. You're not gonna get it if you go for it, so there's kind of no point in going for it. In those situations, I'd say go for exits, just because, hey, like... It's just a pistol, so if I lose, it's not that big a deal, but going for it, you're just literally throwing your pistol away. There's no way you get really a retake at all without armor, so maybe just playing, like, by Z, waiting for them to push over and maybe get too greedy. Your teammates should not have bought here, and if I were you, I'd maybe even buy here, not because it's a smart thing to do, but to buy with your teammates. Which, you know, you kind of want to buy together, despite how screwed up the buy may be. Let's see how you handle it, though. You kind of have to be bait for your teammates just because of the really bad buy you have. And here you have to play for exits. Bot Illuminati has to get out. He has an AK, and that's just so valuable. That's too valuable to throw away, which it looks like he does. And here you should just play for exits. I'm going to kind of fast forward this because, come on, dude. Right, this isn't going to be too exciting. Maybe get a knife if they... Yeah, okay. Okay, you got an AK. You almost saved it. Good play in total. Kind of, you know, scared to tease maybe. And now it's your buy round, but maybe the rest of your teams can't buy. And you do buy. Again, you could skip the head armor. The rest of your team may not buy because they, you know, were a bit awkward. Okay, you had a lot of money, so maybe you bought the head armor because you could afford all the nades. I, again, didn't see how you did it, but... Just saying. Maybe it's working now? Still not. I still would have preferred to see you not get the head armor, just because it's a, you know, kind of a waste of money at this point. Obviously the MAC-10 is still there, but you don't know that, and the 4 AKs kind of offset. I think kind of make it worth it. But, you know, I'm kind of talking nonsense. You see nothing at B, and rotating is a huge part of catch. I'm assuming your teammates you definitely call them the bomb down, so you have to rotate pretty ASAP. What are you doing? I don't like that play. I like looking at away, kind of like... Okay, I guess you got the call there was 1 tree or 2 trees, which I didn't notice. My bad, that was pretty bad spray. But, yeah. Looking at the side wall in mid is kind of more of an issue. Like, regardless if you got the call or not and that they were tree, that's still an issue at mid, because if they come out garage somehow, right, maybe your teammates make a bad call and they come out garage, then you're kind of screwed. Of course, when you come out, you know, Z, then yeah, looking to your right isn't a bad idea. You do have to watch for the flank. You trade AK for M4. I'm assuming you're having a good game. I think you're like 5-4-1 or something. You're sending 3 people B. This is a pretty not great setup. B is the harder site to retake, so I can understand why you put a lot of people... What? Oh, that was so bad. And it's all up to you to solo hold it. So you're ready to get 1 kill. You have to hide here. Yeah, you had... I didn't know your other teammate at A had died. Let's break this down on the map, because I know you don't... I said this was going to be quicker, but this is kind of a key round on a key mistake that I see. So here's the setup, right? You got 1 guy here, 1 guy here, 1 guy here, like 1 guy here, 1 guy here. The guys on A see nothing here, and they get nothing mid. Obviously, this guy's maybe going to kill this guy on the flank, but he doesn't know it, and there's been nothing mid, right? So they're gonna... One of the A guys probably should have been rotating a bit quicker than sticking on A. These guys totally screw up. They stack 2 people watching the B main cross, and they get killed by the same guy, which is just upsetting, because that means they literally couldn't get a trade with 2 people. Like, the problem isn't even the positioning. They have 2 people watching the same angle, and they can't trade 1 guy. Now, I understand there is more than 1 guy there, but they couldn't even get 1 kill, and that would make your job a lot easier. But you're talking about your job. If you're in this situation, maybe you do peek B main with them, right? Because, hey, it's kind of an all or nothing play. You can't really expect to solo hold the site against like 3 people, right? Which you do a decent job of doing. Actually, you know, you make some pretty key mistakes, and we'll get to that later. But you do a pretty good job of doing that. It's just that, you know, it's unlikely you do it all the time, right? In most situations, you're not getting that solo hold. So the idea here is like you peek with your teammates, and if they go B, they're kind of screwed, because if they go B, right, they're kind of screwed because you have 3 people here. So the idea is like if you're all watching the angle, they can't really pass that quote-unquote meat grinder, right? It's a full buy on full buy, and like let's say they're full pushing with 3 or 4 people. Even when you're holding that angle, you should win it. These 2 guys seem to screw up because they had nades in their hand, which if you're peeking the angle, you should never have nades in your hand. That's their bad. And you do a good job with those first 2 kills here, and I think you get another... Yeah, you get 3 kills here. The issue, you didn't know when to fall back. And don't get me wrong, if you get this kill here, that's like you win the round. But you know how you also could win the round a lot safer? Where I'd say the chances of you winning this fight are lower than the chances of you winning the round if you just kind of like play for time, quote unquote, like you're, you know, holding an after plant. You just kind of hide by default, or like hide here, right? Or maybe even crouch headshot and make him come to you to get to the site and plant, and wait for your teammate to rotate. And he should not be, unless he was a white box player, he shouldn't be here. He should be just rotate. If he was actually on A, he should rotate through truck and try to get there as fast as possible. And that way, you actually can like, you know, make it less of a retake because you're already on site. So it's a lot less of a retake when you have a guy on site still. And you could delay time, you could get your teammate closer, you know, instead of swinging wide and just losing this fight. Let's hear, I'm going to try and kind of resume, right? And we'll go inspect next. Chances are your teammate doesn't win this. Yeah, he has no time, he should get out. And that's a shame. He does get 2 kills, had no time, you know, oh well, happens. Despite your best efforts and despite some of your okay, let me word it this way. Despite your best efforts, and because some of your unfortunate mistakes, which is kind of a shame. You had a good round, right? You had 3 kills, but just like that one tiny mistake cost you. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to detract from you. I'm not trying to say you had a bad game. Here, you really don't need the head armor. Again, they're going for weird buys, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should be getting head armor, because in theory, when you're playing high-level opponents, they're not getting sawed-offs, not getting UMPs. But, you know, I understand, because you also know they're going for weird buys, so maybe keep the head armor, because you do know that. What I'm more upset, get a smoke instead of the 5.7. Most people will tell you smokes are the most important nade in the game, right? You know, you can see this. I think Steel, the pro CSGO player or ex-pro, has talked about it. Lots of guides on Steam will tell you smokes are what you should prioritize. That's off topic. Your teammates at A should hear a guy A main, and the guy quad should hear like, yeah, definitely should hear a guy squeaky, especially because the door's just been opened. So yeah, you should rotate. The 3 people B set up needs to go right now, and you need to focus on A. I'm kind of upset you're not playing 1 mid. But you do get a pretty good job on this guy A, who's trying to be distracted, looking at sight, and the smoke fades. That kill is mostly because the smoke fades and he didn't expect it, but you still did a good job capitalizing. You can't wallbang that, by the way, I'm just letting you know. Wallbanging the door itself with the rifle is really, really effective. It's like super wallbangable with pretty much anything, the door itself. This wall has to be an op or a scout, or I think maybe an auto. That is true. Definitely no rifling can get through that door. So this guy's just on the lurk. Just hold bomb, play it safe, you know. Pretty dope. We're just going to talk about your setup. It seems like you're giving up mid. Excuse me, I'm going to... Okay, back. It seems like you're giving up mid, which is fine. We're going to fast forward this because this is going to take forever. When you give up mid, you generally want to play 2-1-2 still, except the 1 is playing outside Z. And you have a guy watching highway from A, and a guy who, and you have no one on B who's watching like mid. Maybe you have a guy checkers when you're feeling it, but generally the guy who play mid is the guy watching outside Z, making sure they don't flank. That's how you generally want to play if you have no one actually watching mid, because they always take control of it, like they are right now. So this guy mid is gonna push out a bit, unfortunately, maybe for some info. Maybe he heard some and thought he could take him on. If you heard some, you probably shouldn't have done it. You see the guy checkers? And this is kind of where you should ask your teammate, hey, can you help? If B main's clear, can you just help single out this one guy checkers, and then we can focus on mid? That's what I would like to hear. I would like your teammate to help you out, and it looks like he is. Good. I like this communication. I assume it's communication. And your teammate dives to a Mac 10, and that's unfortunate. And now you kind of have to deal with this problem, because as soon as you rotate, he'll hear you, he'll come out, and it becomes a lot harder. And yeah, it's just unfortunate, honestly. You know, you definitely saw him not cross, right? So, there you go. You got 1 kill, and now you're gonna go for this retake. Good job not having the knife out. Got those, you know, just don't panic spray there. You just keep it calm. Definitely go for it. You have the kit. I think you'll have the time. If you get the kill pretty promptly. You saw him. That's unfortunate. You saw him front red, but I guess your eyes itself maybe didn't see him. That's unfortunate. Nice try by you. It's not... If your teammates are saying it's baiting, which I don't think they should, it really isn't, because you definitely knew there was a guy back checkers and you had to deal with that situation. And it seems like you're buying every round. I don't know you're getting this money, and I wish I could, because then by checking the scoreboard, but of course I can't. I'm gonna get some water. Alright. So again, it's an A-sided attack. Your teammates should hear there's some A. This guy's right next to A. He definitely hears them if they're not walking, which I highly doubt it. And this is a decoy. Definitely one of you guys should have been there faster, depending on the calls. If they heard, like... If they heard that there was, like, 2-way main and there was a guy door, I think you have to rotate, or at least peek B main. Just shoulder peek if you hear a gunshot. If you bait out a shot, you know there's one there. You have to play for some info on A there. Teammate gets a nice kill on the guy mid. Whoa, that was a bad spray. Again, not even a mistake by Angles. Aim at the head, of course, but not a mistake of Angles by you. He does end up trading it out, and you get this defuse. And you're kind of left on a late buy, it looks like. Okay, you have to get a drop. Probably should call that out a bit earlier. Just because, you know, if you need a drop, just get one quick, right? So you can get to B quick. If they were rushing B, like, they don't have the best money. I know they have AKs, but they don't have nades. So if they rushed B there, your B play might get you handicapped because you're not there. Of course, they take A, and now you have to retake it. You can play that gap in the smoke, try to see if there's a guy quad. But this is just unfortunate. I don't know how your A players got overrun, but it looks like they did. That's a neat quad incendiary. I think it lands a bit short, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, it does land a bit short, actually. You know, not great tracking, but that's, you know, again, not like a huge game sense mistake. You see a guy door, and your teammate really has to go, so your teammate has to stick this defuse, and you need to hold it on him. Oh my god! You're the luckiest man on planet Earth. First off, you need that kill, Squeaky. That's a huge kill. You're just really lucky your teammate had the defuse there. You need that kill, honestly. Again, not a huge mistake. And you did a good job getting the guy A main, but that's just a kill you really need to get. I wish I could see your money. I'm going to check again. I cannot. I promise you I cannot see your money. Should be obvious from this. I'm very sorry. Again, you're getting Deagle. Dog, cut this out. Get like an SMG. Let's do some math, right? This is 1,300 if you cut out the incendiary, and 1,600 if you cut out the head armor. So that's 2,000 if you cut out the kit. 2,300 if we count out the nade. And if you replace 2 flashers with the smoke, that's 2,400. Meaning you could get a FAMAS. And, okay, really smart. But I don't think that's gonna matter that much. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Dude, economic decisions. The Deagle isn't really that helpful on a full buy, and here's why. Right? On a full buy, I'm sure you know this, but maybe you don't. Maybe that's why you're buying the Deagle. But the Deagle is so good on an eco because it's a gun that turns around. When you're on an eco, it's cheap, and you can do crazy things with it, but it's very rare. But that's a huge risk reward, right? A very, the high risk is you're probably going to die and do nothing with it, but the high reward is it's a one-hit headshot. You can get lucky. You can get skillful plays and just be nuts, right? The thing on a buy is you could get guns that are so much more reliable, and they're pretty much on a worse buy than you should be on. You should have a FAMAS and a smoke. Like, honestly. You could have a FAMAS and a smoke while this guy has literally a UMP and a Molotov instead of anything with armor. Which, you know, is a bit silly. We're going to turn the volume up maybe just a bit. Again, if the music's too loud, because I'm a bit worried, because I had it on, I know this is really off topic, but nothing's happening, right? He might win this, because your teammates aren't together at all, which your teammates definitely should be playing together. You didn't have bomb down, but I think in this situation, when you're all low, you should just play together, and hope to retake together if you need to, because that's still like a 3-on-1 than just splitting up with low HP. Anyway, if the music's too, I guess I'll go to him, right? He should win this though. It'd be unfortunate if he... Oh, he might not. He has no kit. Yeah, he has no kit. Oh, he has it actually. That's right. Oh, wow. That was really close. I thought he had it, but that's because it was fast forwarded. The music's too loud or anything. I had it on last demo review, but it was really quiet. Now, I'm afraid it may be a bit too loud, so just tell me, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to you. There we are. So you're on a full eco. You all have kits for some reason. Dog. Why do you even have a kit, dog? Why? You don't need 4 kits on an eco. Like, I understand, oh, I could ninja defuse, but you don't need 4 of them, right? Like, have 2 kits, play 1 kit per site, and try to ninja with those, I guess, if that's the plan. And have your teammate, if you die, or the kit dies, right, have your teammate pick it up. Again, you're just wasting money here, and these guys with head armor are wasting money. You could skip the head armor and get armor P250, which is infinitely better than head armor USP. Again, this guy's a sawed-off, but they have like, what, 4 AKs and a sawed-off, and yeah, this is not going to happen. Sorry for not skipping it. Right. Looks like you have to eco again. Minus Law Flame. Listen, the very common CT philosophy is if you have to eco 2 rounds in a row, buy the first round, save the next, and you'll still be able to buy on the third. The reason for that being, if you win that force buy, right? I'm assuming nothing's gonna happen, and that's why I'm talking over it. If you win, there's like 3 rounds, right? So it's a round you force buy on after losing. Then it's the round you full save on, assuming you lose the force buy, and then it's your buy after that. If you win your force buy, right, the first round in those 3, you basically get your economy back, and you can win the next 2. If you lose that round, then you save, and then you can still get pretty much a full buy. I'm sorry, these are, yeah, I guess really unfortunate ecos, right? You just kind of mopped up. Save the AK, don't even go for it. Oh, it's a 2-on-2, actually, no. I lied. I didn't notice a 2-on-2. Totally my bad. Definitely go for it here. Takes a while to line up that nade. Dude, you have to run and throw that, my friend. If you ran and threw that, that may be a different game, because he gets pressured and runs out of quad stupidly, gets panicked. You have to just learn how your nades bounce off, I guess. Oh, finally! You're not buying head armor stupidly. And you prioritize a smoke over an HE. I'm very glad to see it. I think this is 100% the right call. Get your knife out. Just, in spawn, there's no reason to not have your knife out. Because it's like, I know, maybe you unbound knife. Maybe you unbound knife, and that's why I haven't seen you run with your knife out stupidly, which actually may make a lot of sense. But, just, when you're leaving spawn, no reason to not have your knife out. Everywhere else, there is a reason to not have your knife out. So just kind of keep that as a guide, but my bad if you totally unbound knife. I think that's the right thing to do. And you're playing better. I don't know if it's because you unbound knife entirely. I think it might be a combo of you having a good game and that. Nice molly. You force that plane to be delayed. And a huge part of why that's great, it lets this guy get a lot closer. He was like here, you got him up to here when the bomb came planted, making this a lot easier to retake. That's really awkward spray control, but oh well. I think you have told me that your teammate shouldn't peek here, especially, you should tell him you're reloading, just sit still so we can play together, which I assume you did. Your teammate should use his Molotov, but he gets the kill regardless. Your teammate has the fuse, 5-8. Okay, no, you didn't unbound your knife. Whatever. I was gonna say, if you're playing better, it's not because you don't have your knife unbounded, it's just because you had a good game. But it could help that you don't have your knife bounded. You're definitely not using it as much, which I can appreciate. Watch this be the round where you peek with your knife out. Anyway, A players, none of them are close A main. I don't know if the smoke has been thrown, but I think it has, right? Yeah, it definitely has to. No, it hasn't. Okay, I lied. They definitely should have thrown the smoke, don't get me wrong. The bomb had a smoke. He just died, but he definitely had a smoke. I'm going to kind of drop the map here. The bomb had a smoke and he was an A main. He had a guy squeak. He had a guy here. Now, any of these guys can throw the cross smoke that lands here and basically blocks this off. And it's the most important smoke, in my opinion, in the game. Taking A cache without this cross smoke is so hard. The only thing that really compares is B on train, where you don't throw the smoke off the ramp and block off connector. But train is played so much less that I consider this the most important smoke in the game. Any of these guys could have thrown it. However, what I don't like, I think in this strat, the bomb should be squeaky. First off, keeping one guy with the bomb, even if he's an A main and you have 2 guys squeaky, it's just so risky, because CT's pushing A main isn't unheard of. That's a pretty common spot of aggression. Cache in general is a very CT aggressive map. That's how you can play it. Lots of options for CTs. So CT's pushing A main, not unheard of. Why are you leaving bomb just with A main? That's just so risky. If you're putting one guy A main and he's unfortunate enough to have the bomb and these guys are already here and can't pick it up, just like leave bomb here, right? At least it's like somewhat safer. But anyway, they definitely should have thrown the cross smoke either from here, right, or from here. You can throw it either way, and it's just so important. This is a tease miss call. With that said, why I brought that up is because your A players, this guy is closer here, but he was like a lot more like here, and your guy was like a lot here, or even maybe here, I don't remember. They didn't hear A main, so your rotate is more based off game sense. Obviously, now that you have the bomb down, than their info, which is okay. You generally expect a cross smoke for you to get your info, but playing close is also, or pushing, which I just mentioned, is also a great way to get info to help your rotates, which are such an important part of cache. Back to the demo. Let's see how you handle this 4-on-4, or really a 3-on-4 with an AFK. Oh, that's unfortunate. There, obviously, you just kind of have to keep in mind that... Let's see, will he check CT? There you go. Oh, he gets denied of the knife. Dude, feels bad. Also kind of feels bad for you, too. Because you now have a bot. In general, if you don't have a guy mid, you kind of have to, like, just pay attention there. But that's just such a hindsight call. It's just so much harder in real life because you don't know. Is your teammate full blind getting that kill? That's kind of impressive. Yeah, you trade a bit, you know, delayed because I don't think because your spray, let's be real, sucked. I'm going to be honest with you. But, you know, you still got the trade. And, yep, you're respecting the fact there could be a guy mid because you abandoned it. You don't check your corner perfectly, but that's such an off angle. You know, checking there would be risky. But that's a common off angle. The whole point of off angles is that they're played rarely enough that you don't, like, instantly check them. So it sounds silly to say, but in terms of off angles, that's one of the more common ones. Whatever. You end up losing this half. I did see the result of the game. You tie it. Spoiler alert. For your own game. We're gonna get to you. So you're entering out. You have the armor. And it looks like you're gonna peek mid. Maybe not. Alright, so explanation. For some reason, CSGO just crashed in the middle. So I'm just restarting it from your pistol round. I'll edit this back in. Hopefully it's seamless. We're gonna fast forward to where you were. In garage, peek mid. Very sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Let's go back to here. Again, I was saying, peeking mid is very smart in those situations. I always like keeping, if you're going for a slow tactic, which you are, you're not rushing something, keeping one guy garage is great. And I also like peeking white box in general, just because in that situation I feel confident I could get the headshot if they're just playing white box like you just did. You were a bit different. You actually wide peeked all of mid, which is kind of risky. Because you didn't do it fast, right? So if you wide peek all of mid fast, that's, oh, I have a good spawn, I'll try to get there before the CTs get there or expect it, right? You kind of delayed it just a bit, so I don't think it was that smart. I would have much rather seen you, like, kind of jiggle peek white box, and you would have seen him, maybe you wouldn't have got the kill, but I think that's a more proper play, and I think you would have got the kill anyway. And if you don't see anything white box, then you kind of can move on to Z, and then to sandbags, and then maybe check close left. Here, ooh, you see him, and that's a bit unfortunate, but you do end up, yep, you get that headshot again. I think that guy should have, you know, in a perfect world where you take advantage of all your opportunities, that guy kills you. So he had the good opportunity, you weren't looking at him, but of course you were trying to break VaTz, so that's not your fault. And you get that third kill, catch the rotator off as your team plants on A. Check AFK. I think as soon as you check AFK, you have to go back, and yeah, try to just do that. And get the info for your team, unless they already knew, which they might have. Alright. Back on you. Let's see what you buy. Oh, your money's showing up now. A bit late, but I guess better late than never, right? Obviously, yeah, buy something. Mech 10's fine. Yeah, fine. I don't really have an issue with anything. This guy should be buying a Tech 9 over nades, but whatever. And you're going to be pushing Squeaky as your team rushes through A. I don't think barreling into A against an eco is necessarily smart, but oh well. Taking a long-range duel with the Mac 10 is always a bit risky. You end up volleying that guy out anyway. You know. And I say it's always risky just because, yeah, there you were just exposed to too many angles, dog. Listen, you have to get back behind there and take the fight truck, and you can even shoot at the guy truck while you're moving back if you want to be perfect, right? And I'm just gonna fast forward. You guys are winning this round. And yeah, that's unfortunate, but, you know. And the reason I say you should always be a bit scared with the long-range Mac 10 duels is because it's not accurate at all for a shot, right? It's the Mac 10, and often on those second-round CTs are going to force buy, and they, you know, as silly as it sounds, the 5.7 is going to be better long-range than the Mac 10. Of course, they saved it to buy this round because the CTs you're playing against are just as dumb as you were, or your teammates were, not you. You actually made the proper choice. Last half, and this might cost them because their economy is too frazzled to get an actual full buy with M4s. Let's look at their money now, right? Yeah, they're buying down. Two of them fully buy. One guy buys too much. Two fully save. Again, you have to go as an economy is a team game here, right? And obviously it's going to get disjointed. I'm just saying because, again, I'm assuming there's nothing happening. But it might get disjointed because a guy gets so many more kills. SMGs, they may get SMG kills. They might die more and he drops. But you generally really want it to be a team affair. And that's really unfortunate. Your teammate said he cleared out site. I can already hear those calls. Your teammate says he cleared out site. He did not. And that sucks. And that's a miscomm. Unless he's explicitly said there's a guy on site and he just ran in. But I highly, highly, highly doubt that actually happened, right? So that's just unfortunate. You buy again, which is what you should be doing. Gotta buy here, right? Try to reset them off of that. Their buy wins them the round, but it's not smart. They have such crappy guns. They won that just because this guy hit on site. This guy should not be pushing down. He knows the CTs should have the advantage in the economy game. You know, maybe they don't, but they should have because they just won the round. There's no reason to throw away your live and push without, maybe you jiggle peeked and I didn't see it, but you just have to like kind of jiggle peek or have an opper who like gets a good spawn and it's gonna say like I'll peek B main and he just holds this angle, right? The opper holds, let's see. Yeah, you kind of have to, I think you have to get a bit closer here. Or actually no, I think stalling's totally fine because you have to wait for your teammate. But the opper generally want him holding here, and then you maybe push if he sees nothing. So you're just kind of, ooh, that's unfortunate. I don't think your molly's going to touch him. But yeah, you do stall here, and that's good. You have time, and you have a teammate on the flank who's kind of the playmaker here. If your teammate clears out B, oh, you're so lucky, dude. Dog, that spurry adjustment was on point. Oh my god, just don't go. Oh, that's such a mind game, dude. I think that would work. And I know you don't want me to skip on you, but I really want to see how your team is going to play it. Yeah. See, he's now so scared. He's so paranoid at both angles. If you go in at the same time, you win this round. And I think that's how you're going to do it, right? You go in at the same time. No, well, you were, but then you killed him. So, fair game on you. I would have preferred to see you actually just go B main, walk push it together, because he's going to have to try and respect both angles, right? And if you're walk pushing it and you peek at the same time, he's going to have to spray you both together, get a nutty play to even win the round, and I don't think he would. Good job stalling for your teammate. That's the right call to make. You don't want to try to just make all flashy plays in that situation. You should prioritize the smoke over the HE. The smoke's definitely better than the HE. In theory, it's debatable, but in practice, completely not debatable. Just debatable because HEs are so screwed up in CSGO. They clip on the randomest things. So, in general, the smoke's what you always want over the HE. Even if you don't know many smokes, you definitely want some, right? Because right now your team only has 2 smokes, and that's okay. You can smoke tree on B, and you can smoke cross on A. If you're devoted to one site, you have 1 smoke for cross on A and 1 for post plan, which isn't really what you perfectly want. Wait, no, I think you only had 1 smoke. I thought, okay, I'm dumb. Okay, that rant was for nothing. Your team only has 1 smoke. You can only smoke cross, and you don't have anything for post plant, or you can only smoke tree, and you can't really smoke heaven or anything else for post plant. So it's just shoddy, dude. And post plants are always helped most by smokes because they delay for so long, and stop the CTs from defusing, you know, earlier because you're delaying them, so their push is delayed. Even if they win the push, it's later into the bomb's timer. CTs decide to force up. Let's take a look. No. Wait, no, this is the right call. Yeah, because they're gonna have to save the round after this anyway. I think I'd like to see Supreme Dave at least buying an upgraded pistol, unless he's really committed to opping. But even then, I think upgraded pistol will be fine. Let's see. Smoke the cross, dude. Yeah, you really should smoke the cross, even if it's on eco. Just smoke the cross. This is actually kind of sad. I don't. Does that molly land? Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's a good molly. Your teammate entries. I don't. Do you have a team? You have no teammate watching truck, and this is just always a bit awkward because it's such a. Don't get me wrong, this plant just pays such huge dividends, but if you have no one watching truck, I always kind of rule this plant as too risky to actually try out because, like, if you just get killed, especially on the 1-on-2 here, if you plant default, it's winnable, and it's a bit like awkward because your teammate has a scout and is stuck in A main. If you die getting planted for A main, you've lost a round, but if you successfully plant for A main, you basically win the round, especially if your teammate smokes off the cross here, and you get back into A main. Yeah, I would have loved to see him smoke the cross, but no. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I don't know if he walk pushed it, but I definitely didn't hear it from your point of view. So that's a shame. And as you can see, I don't know, is this guy gonna win it? If he wins it, that'd be really impressive. Obviously he doesn't. Yeah, generally they'll flank from A main. It's a lot like flanking from A main on Mirage, right? Where generally you're gonna get flanked from A main, but sometimes they'll think they're smart and go Palace, except you really see less Squeaky than Palace just because you have to open Squeaky door, which makes noise. There, their risk pays huge dividends. And that's a huge risk from the CTs, because if they flank from Squeaky and no one's there, well, to get on site, guess what they have to do? Make a huge loud sound that they're opening Squeaky and basically nullify their flank. So that's a huge risk and it does pay off. It's a bit unlucky on your part. And it looks like your team's grouping up on A. And you're going door again with the... No, you don't have the bomb. I'm delusional for some reason. You're going door again. Generally, CTs won't push it, but you always have to keep it in mind just because it is cash. Running with the knife out. Again, awkward. You guys really have to smoke the cross. This is a bit absurd because that cross smoke is just so important. And your teammates from A main don't smoke the cross. You don't have the bomb yet. I somehow have this thought that you have the bomb for some reason. No, still smoke the cross. That has nothing to do with you having the bomb. Yeah, just hold the post plan. You know, the guy is Squeaky once again, but this is where it doesn't pay off. If you wanted to actually make the flank, he should be saving. He has an op, armor kit, nades, definitely save, and the 1-on-4. And yeah. I think playing for exits, which it looked like he was trying to do going Squeaky, that I think is a mistake. Just he has so much value to his team. Next round, essentially, he's the team's only chance of winning next round. Because they're going to buy again after saying, oh, well, we're going to have to save next round anyway. So they're going to buy again. I don't think that's that good, and here's why, right? And I know I just advocated for it, but when it's this tense, but you still have the round lead, like, you can afford to save and get good nades. But they're going to buy again, but their buy is going to be so shoddy that their AWP is going to be the only thing keeping them in it. And if they full save, I'm going to be actually kind of impressed. And they don't, so, you know. Yeah. Okay, wait, they had more money than I thought. Well, this Dave guy had a lot more money than I thought. The rest had as much money as I thought they would. And of course, you know, I've watched, you know, more demos than I usually have, you know, for obvious reasons, right? I've been watching people's demos. So many people buy head armor on CT side. Again, stop wasting the money here. Stop wasting money, stop wasting the money. This guy has a pass because he had it from last round. So you see the guy trying to push it. Your taps are a bit awkward, but you catch him in the end. Smoke the cross. God damn, I'm so tilted. You really have to smoke the cross, man. Like, it's just such a key smoke. You haven't been burnt from it. Maybe this round you actually might have been burnt from it. And it looks like, well, no, I wasn't. The guy died from Fork getting the bomb down. But you were, if you smoked the cross, you watched Fork with him and could trade him and, you know, get the bomb down already. You were devoted to this upper who was in this position because you didn't smoke the cross and couldn't help the guy while he was fighting Fork. So maybe some weird, like, it's like snowball effect or whatever you call it. Butterfly effect, that's what you mean. You might have, you know, burnt you. But seriously, smoking across, it's very easy to learn. You can YouTube it. I will teach it to you because it's really easy. And it's also very general. Sorry for going on that rant. Here's where I would plant for A main. Your teammate has struck. There's no reason not to plant for A main. Your teammate has truck control, that's the big difference. And you can't really get burnt from truck unless your teammate dies. And if your teammate dies, then maybe you unplant, you have plenty of time, and then go back default and then plant. We're gonna fast forward by time, right? They're full okay, nope, they're full buying. It was 10-12, 9-12, and then they won around. No, wait, no, they didn't. It was 9-12 when they last won it. Dude, these guys are throwing so many rounds with these really poor buys, not bore buys. That's kind of pig. You should try to fake B when you're soloing it, or watch for a stack and you just saw, nope, they're not stacking A, there's definitely a guy B. Oh wow. Okay, that's gross. And of course, they don't smoke the cross, and I actually looked at, like, the numbers. Daddy got a scout headshot. He's number 8. I can't tell if he tell in the video, but this is number 8 over here on truck. He kills a guy A main. And I know, like, they died to the MP7. I know this, but still, that's, what, a 3-on-5. instead of a 2-on-5. That's still a pretty big difference, especially because Child is lit, so you can make that a 3-on-4. Now you can make it a 2-on-4. Still, they have double your numbers. Again, still winnable because 2 people don't have armor. 3 people don't have armor, and this guy's super low. So, I don't count you out. Okay, well, they're brain dead and they push everything with 22 HP. That's an awful play by them. Or not by them, but by Child. He's just YOLOing it, I guess you could say. He thinks he's a god. And he pushes with 22 HP when his teammate has so much advantage. Information there is sweet, but what do you do when you want information? Sorry, I'm gonna fast forward this. What do you do if you want information? You jiggle peek it, and you try to gather it. You don't just rush in with an MP7, 22 HP, so... Don't justify a bad play because it worked. This guy is trying his hardest to win it. Oh my god, he actually might win it. Hold on, let me watch him. Wait, what? He had 6 seconds, and he was on site with the bomb. Okay, your teammate throws that round. I'd be a bit tilted, but not publicly. Again, not your mistake, so I'm not going to go back and watch, like, oh my god, this is what you did wrong. But your teammate had 6 seconds to plant. Definitely should plant. Drop! No! No! Oh my! Bot Joe TV, hello. No. No. Dude, your money. You had 7.5k. This guy had 300. He has an SG, no armor. Well, guess what, dude? You could just drop him an You could drop him an SG and he can get utility. I was originally gonna freak out because this guy had a Tech 9, but then I looked at his money. He has 11k. Really, dog? You're not gonna get an AK with that? Okay, dude, seems good. But this guy definitely needed to drop here. You should have dropped him. I know your teammate should have dropped in perfect world, but again, when he doesn't, you still have kind of that responsibility of so much money. I know you technically have less money than this guy, but still, if these guys aren't dropping him, it's kind of your responsibility to drop him. Anyway, we're gonna go back at it, see what is happening. Oh, oops, I swear I'm not trying to do this. Okay, okay, this is just ending up awkwardly. Sorry, dude. Okay, this is our new what the hell is happening? I swear I have no clue what the hell's happening. Okay. And you get a kill. You get 2 kills and I can't even break that down because my mouse is spazzing out. What? Okay, well, we're back. I hit Shift 2 instead of Shift F2 if you're wondering, and that had a weird camera angle for some reason. I'm just gonna say that was the best 2K of all time. Great job. You do a great job entering, clearing out that bomb site, and you're gonna help reset them. Awkward fight, but I'm not even gonna rag on this because that was a really smart job by you. You kind of like, you were here, you got shot from highway, you do a quick turn, kind of shoot a little bit, and then you get out because you know you're not winning an engagement. You got the info, just dip, and then try to deal truck, which you have a better chance of winning an engagement with. You're pinned here, so you can't really retreat, and you unfortunately lose the engagement truck, and then your teammate dies. But I think you're gonna win this. It'd be really unfortunate to throw 2 rounds in a row. Yep, nice job by a little shrug man. Kind of holds him off for long enough. As you can see, that's someone else, and I will, you know, do there soon. Anyway, again, you get that AK, you drop one. Much love. Oh my god, as someone who drops all the time, probably way too much, not to like brag, but that's the worst one. And he didn't even pick it up. What the hell? Jesus, come on, dude, you can pick it up, man. Oh well. He does pick it up in the end, he was just really late. So, you're taking B, you're gonna have your guy entering, you should go out to trade him. And you're kind of trading him if he gets killed by checkers, so that's fine. You realize, okay, you stack A, wait, nope, you see him, and you call that out to your teammates. This guy, I don't know if he was okay, you're gonna win this, this should be a really clean sweep, so I'm gonna fast forward. Nice. Dude just like pretended not to see like everyone on B, or at least hear him, because you guys weren't walking on B, right? He definitely heard you guys. Why would he push like that far out? Anyway, we're gonna fast forward a bit into you actually pushing. Nice. It's not the perfect jiggle peek, but you just hold white box, make sure it's clear, and then you go to Z, which I like to see a lot. And then you just kind of spam bit, you know, whatever. Drop down, you check Z, you kind of make sure your teammates can't get flanked from truck, or they can't rotate without info. not get flanked, right? They're on A, they're not getting flanked, but they can't rotate without you knowing and calling that info out or getting the kill. And you do a pretty good job. Here's where you should use some of your utility in my book. Maybe flash before peeking. If you want to know a neat little flash that'll help you for this, you just flash over that roof. It's a bit awkwardly spotted, so I can't move my mouse cursor above it. But you just flash over the roof, it pops truck, and then you can peek. Use some of your utility, right? There's no need in saving all of this, right? Because you have so much money that you'll be able to buy it next round. For example, you could have flashed in there, you could have flashed in when you peek truck, as I just mentioned. You could have smoked a choke point, you know, plenty of things you could have done with your utility. Still 5 minutes left on the game, and I do know you tie it, so it is a bit unfortunate when you come back and your results only tie, but then you still look at that scoreline, you're like, wow, we tied it. Anyway, push squeaky, you don't get your knife out, you know they could push, so you have your pistol out, because you want to go fast, but you know they can push. Again, that cross smoke's crappy, but it's just so much better than no cross smoke. And again, that's not, I just said, right, that's not a perfect one, but it's just so valuable, even when it isn't perfect. So, like, come on, guys, get on that, dude. Get on that cross smoke. It's so good. Again, I know you're probably thinking, how come your teammate can't throw that smoke perfectly? I think that was thrown by your team, unless that was just thrown by the CTs, and I'm totally wrong and off base here. But why can't my teammates throw that perfectly? Well, that's still just so valuable, and you did see it, right? It's just that you kind of whiffed, right? You did see it. Anyway, we're gonna back on you. But you did see it, so it's not like the smoke. He one-way smoked you or something. It's just like, okay, your teammate missed it, but that's still just such a valuable smoke. I can't overstate how important it is. You know. Are you waiting for a drop? No, you're dropping your teammate. Yeah, you have a lot of money. I was a bit confused there. So you're kind of delayed to push anything and catch the CTs off guard, which is unfortunate. Assuming there's some drama, maybe your comms are like, pick the weapon up! No, I want the Tech 9! Or whatever. Oh no. And they're all getting caught off by CT pushes. Your guy gets one in turn, and this isn't bad. You've seen those CTs push, and you're hoping maybe they get over jealous, and you can kill one of them pushing in a stupid way. And you know, that would be sweet. And you don't catch one of them pushing off in a silly way, you just trade your teammate, then you see a guy Z. Use your utility, man. Here's such an important part to use your utility, and I think you realize it, right? You're gonna molly off so you can't get pushed there. That's a useless smoke. And how I would have used that smoke is just smoke in front of garage so you could get out mid, and the upper Z has to watch both like the left side of that smoke and under vent. Well, the left side of that smoke for him would be under boost, but he has to watch under vent and the right side of the smoke too. By doing that, and you already mollied that side off, and that smoke's kind of redundant. I know that also covers the T-spawn push, but I think that's just a much more valuable way of using it at mid, because then you could get the bomb. Or you have a higher percentage. Excuse me. You have a higher chance of getting the bomb there.
Grenade out.
Okay, we're fast forwarding. Yep, this guy's probably not gonna win it. So you guys win this round. Let's see how you do it. We're gonna fast forward by time. And you get the drop in the end. You all have your utility except this guy, and you're just holding back. You're playing it safe. You know, which is smart because, you know, sometimes you want to say, oh, let's just totally catch him off guard. But in these scenarios, this is totally the right play. You've been caught off by CT aggression, like I think maybe definitely last round, but maybe 2 times in a row, or multiple times this half for sure, right? So this is a smart play. Well, we've been caught out for it. Yo, I just saw that Steam message. I'll talk to more about that, sorry. But yeah, so you want to wait it out a bit. You want to make him maybe, if you don't give him info and B, I'll know how your B players are doing. Maybe they peaked, which I wouldn't like. I think it's a lot better to kind of keep them ants in the pants. Look at the utility they have compared to what you have, and now you have a pick. This should be your round just because you have so much more utility over them. Your post plant's going to be impenetrable. It's basically like, no matter what they do, you have so much utility to throw at them. That they can't really get there in time, which I think you're already exemplifying. You're the first of the utility to be used, and you're already delaying these two guys for, like, ever. Even if your tree smoke has a gap, which it might, but even then it's a very small one. So it's a GG, basically. I don't think you're going to make a huge mistake, right? It's a GG. Nice game. Well done.